All right. Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the third installment of my huge 40 Vampire Survivors game competition, where I'm going through and playing every single game on this list. 40 of either Vampire Survivor games that I own, that I think are really good, or that the public has basically said is really good with their purchases and their reviews. So some of these games, I really like this competition because some of these games are top notch. I'm getting surprised so far, as I did in both video number one and video number two, where I chose two games that I never expected to win those, particular contests. For example, the first one I expected Mercado to take it by a landslide. I ended up choosing Bio Prototype for its unique creativity and a very unique way of upgrading. And then I chose a game called Repetiendium over 20 Minutes to Dawn, a game I expected to win that contest was uh, overshadowed, and just Repetiendium just was just more fun, period. So now we come to video number three, which is going to pit these four games together. We'll take a look at these on the Steam pages here in just a moment. But I want to go ahead and announce, guys, that while I was looking at 20 Minutes to Dawn and Repetiendium, I saw that these developers had worked with another developer to offer bundles for less money. And I came across another Vampire Survivor-like game that came out a couple of months ago that looked really, really fantastic. And I said when I saw it that we're going to find a way to take one of my lesser impressive games on this list and replace it with the new game. So the game we're talking about is actually the Halls of Torment. I bought it last night, and the Halls of Torment, after looking over all my games, there is a very, not a very bad looking game called Spellcast, and we'll replace Spellcast with Halls of Torment. So let me go ahead and show you those two games right now. So Spellcast is a 99-cent title that's currently on my list, and this is just because the developer gave this key to me or whatever. And it looks like this is Turkish or uh, I'm not sure developer, but it's a 99-cent title, and right now it's only getting mixed reviews. Probably not the best Vampire Survivor-like game to be in this top 40. So let's go ahead and introduce or replace Spellcast with a game that looks a hell of a lot better than I came across last night that I didn't even know existed. Halls of Torment, guys. We're going to replace Spellcast here, the 99-cent mixed review game, with this game, and I think you guys will all agree this looks like a better competitor for this whole competition. Halls of Torment slay hordes of terrifying monsters in this horde survival roguelite. Descend into the Halls of Torment with the Lords of Underworld await you. Treasures, magic trinkets, and a growing cast of heroes will grant you the power to vanquish the horrors from beyond. How long can you survive? So definitely another Vampire Survivor-like game. And guys, I already played this game for a few minutes when I bought it last night just to see how good it was. I can tell you that this game is probably really going to appeal to fans of the Diablo games. This game is definitely way up there. You can see that overwhelmingly positive reviews, over 2,000 reviews right now. Definitely a lot better than the mixed review 99-cent game. This one is early access, comes in at a $5 price tag, but this game, I played it, like I said, for a few minutes. This game oozes quality. So I think this game is definitely more deserving to be on my top 40 list. So again, guys, if you guys are watching this on my YouTube channel, you guys see or know of a Vampire Survivors like game that belongs to be on my list, be sure you comment that down below on my YouTube video and let me know of a great game, a great Vampire Survivor like game that you don't see on my list. So let me go ahead, guys. Let me go ahead and take out Spellcast here. We're just going to Control C, Control V. We're just going to glitch that one out there. Not glitch it out, but cover it up. Let me go back to the same font here. I really like this font, this Eris Demi font here. Pretty nice. Go ahead and get our white font. And this new game is called Halls of Torment, and it will just go into that same competition right there. And hopefully it can. Doesn't look like the same size. I could have swore it was 8 or 14. Maybe it's 16. That looks closer to what we have. All right, so we'll put that one right in there, guys. Yep. And that one will be up against Tekla. I know Tekla's kind of a simpler game, but I know I did like it a year ago when I played it, almost a year ago. And it will also be up against the Box Rush, which is really fun. I really like Box Rush as well, so that'll be an interesting competition when we get there. But right now, guys, we're going to go ahead and look at the 4 games that we're playing today, and that is Primal Survivors. It's another $5 title, like so many of these. This one came out just last month, back in May. It has 91% positive reviews, but this one's very, very indie, as you can tell. It's not getting a ton of reviews anyway. It looks really good, and right now 91% positive. $5 price tag. It is an early access. No, it's not an early access. Never mind. It's not early access. But let's take a look and see how many reviews they have. Yeah. So it looks like they are supporting their game. They're fixing some bugs and stuff like that. I like to see that by indie developers. Welcome to the stream. Okay, so Primal Survivors. I don't think I've played this one. It does have a demo if you guys want to go try it out before you buy it. But yeah, this one just came out last month, and I think this is one of the games that I have not played at all yet, so I really know nothing about it. I just know that it's not getting a ton of love and support from the community yet. Maybe we can change that, especially if it wins this contest. The next game is Robot Resistors. I know I've played this one, and I even made his extras any gold on this one last year. So this one's a little bit older. Came out in October of last year. The roguelite action game with auto-attacking weapons and deep customization. Choose from multiple stages, characters, weapons, upgrades to make each a 20-minute run unique. Escape your brutal robot overlords or be turned into scrap. So you're a robot in this game. It's a pretty cool little game. I remember liking this one. This one's even less loved than the last one. This one's been out like 9 months and only got 25 reviews, but it is getting positive reviews at 84%. This one is in early access, comes in at $5 US, and they said that it should be transitioned out of early access by mid-2023, so sometime this summer it looks like they're looking to take this out of early access. And so the price will raise, so if you're looking at getting this game after we review it, now might be the time to buy it because the price is going to go up for the developers who wrote the early access right up last fall. The next game is REMEDIUM Sentinels. Right here, another $5 title. This one, if I played it, yeah, I only played this one for a few minutes, it looks like. Came out back in February. This one's a little more popular, a little less liked for the reviews, 72% positive, but the graphics look really nice. Roguelite, fast-paced auto shooter, so it is auto shooting, set in the same world as the REMEDIUM game. So this is from the makers of the REMEDIUM game. And 73 reviews, single player, early access as well. And it'll be in early access till early next year, is what the developers think about that one. And we'll give it a try, see what we think. And then the last one is Spell Defender. I think this is another one that I really liked last year. Spell Defender, yeah, this is that $3 one that I really liked because of the perspective. I know that I felt last year that it was it was challenging at first, but pretty soon after you get a lot of power-ups, you become like invincible. And I felt like the game kind of got boring after about an hour or so playing it. And just because you got so strong that he was unstoppable. And I know I mentioned that in my review and I think on the forums. But this game, guys, sadly, the developer back in early February decided that this game was no longer a priority, and real life and his social life and stuff like that have taken over his priorities. He had a lot of fun. So basically he's saying he's done with it, is what he said. So it sounds like he's probably not coming back to the game. But we'll see what it's like in the state it's at now, at $3. I played it back in October. So 5 or 6 months after I played it, he basically said, no more, I'm done with it. So we'll go back and try that game again, a game that I have over an hour in right now. I also want to go ahead and show you guys here. Uh, those of you guys that like Deep Rock Galactic. So if we look here at Galactic, guys, I came across this game last night as well, looking around. Deep Rock Galactic is a massive multiplayer underworld adventure game, action game. Well, it looks like the developers of Deep Rock Galactic are making a Deep Rock Galactic Survivor game. Because, I mean, everybody has to have their own Vampire Survivors-like game, right? So then this is yet another roguelike game made from huge developers that have had huge success with Deep Rock Galactic. So this game is supposed to come out in early access sometime this year, and it will be in early access for 6 to 12 months, and offers 4 different characters, 30 weapons, different biomes, multiple mission types. It is only single player. It's not going to be co-op like their other game, but they may increase the price. We don't know what the price is going to be. I have been invited to play. So I did request to play last night when I came across this. So I have been invited. So you guys can go and request an invite to play as well. It's just a little green thing right here. You just say request to play, and you click that. They will, I guess, review your Steam account and see if they want you to play in their beta. So we can try the beta of this game and take a look at it. And we're probably going to do that soon. Definitely check out my YouTube channel for my early play test of their beta, and see what this game is looking like. Again, fans of Vampire Survivor-like games, fans of Deep Rock Galactic, you definitely may be interested in what looks like super high-quality graphics and a super polished Vampire Survivors game here with this survival game made by the makers of Deep Rock Galactic. Anyway, guys, let's go ahead and get into the competition we have today. Primal Survivors versus Robot Resistors versus REMEDIUM Sentinels versus Spell Defender. All right. Let me go ahead and open up my Vampire Survivors-like game folder. And let's go ahead and start with the first one, Primal Survivors. I'm looking for P. There we go. I knew my eyes scanned across it. So it is early morning for me, guys, even though it is 1 p.m. in the afternoon because I work graveyards, and so I was up all night. And so I've already slept much better this morning and just got up. So yeah, it's my really early morning. So if I'm talking a little bit of gibberish and, you know, die really quick or whatever in this game, that's probably why. Alright, let's go ahead and go into our options since I haven't played this yet. Turn the music down. Auto shoot. Let's leave auto, since auto shoot is not on by default. We're going to try this game with auto shoot off. And we have upgrades. So here's kind of what your upgrades look like. So you have fire, water, and ice. And then you also have wind and dark. So you have different elements, if you would. And wind bender, dark strength increases the player damage level by 1. Okay, so you got several different upgrades. It looks like just five different upgrades but each one of these has 5 different levels, so you have 25 total upgrades per element. Okay, obviously we can't afford anything yet because we have 0, so we'll have to kind of watch that and see how quickly we get those things. So primal spirits, we'll go into that. What the hell is curse spirit? So is this like a harder mode? Yeah, it looks like a harder mode. Duration 10 minutes. We have 2 bosses in these. And this one is not locked. You can play the harder mode right now. So these are enemy speed. Look at the speed of everything. Look at the damage and everything. 10 minutes. Looks like it's a harder mode than Primal Spirits. Oh, this is 10 minutes as well. So Primal mode, curse mode. We'll try Primal mode first. And then the only other thing we looked at the upgrades already. We have to quit. Alright, so we can go here if we want. That's a 15-minute run. This locked one here, we can't tell anything about it until we get there. Let's go with the first one. Select your primal spirit. A wolf spirit. Shortcuts in the jungle, plus 20% movement speed. Savannah runner, plus 20% movement speed when not attacking. And spiritual wolf, first wolf spirit area damage. We can also choose a tiger spirit, agile paws, 1 skills reroll per level, and critical attack with 100% win rate. Let's just try this one. That sounds the right thing to me. Select your primal weapon. A colossal bone, damage 8, range 8, attacks per second 2, critical chance 10%, critical damage 50%, knockback power, or we can choose a big rock. So this is going to be slower, 1 per attack, but we have a damage of 18. The range is the same, so yeah, I think I'm gonna take. Yeah, I think I'm gonna take the rock. Looks like it will be more efficient. We'll see. All right. So at first glance, guys, this game is definitely not one of the more polished games out there. I like how the rock kind of just bounces right back to you like it's a. Oops. I missed that one, so it took a lot longer to get back to me. Select the skill. Discovering fire, 25% chance to burn enemies. Ooh. Mud shield. Protect against 1 hit for 2 minutes to regenerate. And weak point. 20% critical strike chance, 30% critical strike damage. Let's go fire. Okay. So I like the music in the background. I do like the music. I think it fits the game well. The graphics are not quite as polished as some of the other Vampire Survivor games out there, but it looks like it's very responsive and plays well. Burning enemies and fire damage. Let's take the mud shield this time. Now I like how we can see the mud shield. We can see our bubble of mud around us. Ooh, look at these guys. They're not too tough. They look more menacing than they actually are. They're weak. They're weak to my rock anyhow. They may take more than 1 shot if I chose the other weapon, the strike or whatever it was. Yeah, we gotta get out of here. Okay, so I hit right click and I guess that's my power up. I have a higher crit chance or whatever it was. Weak point. We're seeing a lot of the same ones over and over again, so I feel like the developers only have like 10 different upgrades or whatever. Maybe? I don't know. Yeah, this is not gonna be one of the games that I end up playing for a super long time, guys. This is pretty standard. It feels like a pretty standard. The Vampire Survivors-like game doesn't look like it really offers anything new or super creative to the genre. Looks like it's just pretty much Vampire Survivors, you know, their own take on it without really adding anything unique. Plays really well though, it's fun. Let's go in here real quick, let's go into the options and let's turn the auto shoot on and see how that plays. So, there we go, you just have to shoot once to turn on the auto. So you have to click the auto attack, then you just have to click it once and it starts firing automatically. Ooh, there's a new one. Great strength, plus 25% damage. Plus 1 attack range. Let's do that one. Almost as good, plus gives us more range. Yeah, some of these games, I mean, the auto attack I just feel is better because then you don't have to sit there and spam your left mouse button 400 times or hold it down. You just have to worry about moving, and I think that's the way to go here. There is no dash or anything like that, so you're probably going to get in trouble sometimes and be kind of screwed. Got some like wasps or bees now. Yeah, guys, I mean, this game is super fine. The problem is there's just too much competition in the Vampire Survivors type games on Steam for this to really stand out, in my opinion. So I know this game's getting really good reviews or whatever at this point, but I don't see or feel anything special about this game. In fact, if I have to be completely honest, I think I would rather play the original Vampire Survivors than to pay money and play this. I mean, this is fine, but it doesn't really stand out. I love the art here. I love the music. But it's just a pretty standard Vampire Survivors-like game, guys, if I'm being completely honest. So if we look at Primal Survivors here, it's a game I hadn't played until today, but it didn't take long for me to determine that this one really offers nothing special, so I'm not going to sit here and play. You know, it's obviously going to get harder and harder as you play, but I can see why this game only has 37 reviews. It's getting good reviews, 91%. I definitely wouldn't give it a 91%. I'm going to give Primal Survivors a 7 out of 10. That's my first impression score anyway, is a 7.0 out of 10. Let's go ahead and go to our next one, which is a Robot Resistors, and I do have a little bit of experience with this one. Caddy knows I like Robot Resistors. Or I did last year anyway. Okay, let's go ahead and go into the settings and do a full screen. I think I've already adjusted controls. You can play with the controller. Okay, does this one have any kind of auto shoot or anything like that? Nope, it doesn't. Okay. Upgrades. Here's all the upgrades. It looks like I've bought a couple of damage and fire rate upgrades, as well as auto salvage, movement speed, hit points, and repair. So these are some of the upgrades it looks like I've already invested in. I have 461 now. Experience bonus. I can't afford that. Okay. So we'll get some more movement speed there. 211, I really don't have enough to buy anything left. We also have an armory where we can use our money to affect size, experience bonus, extra projectiles. Can't afford that. Effect size, yeah, a lot of these I can't afford. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and go back. And then you have your settings, you have your credits. Let's go ahead and jump in. So I think I've opened up some more characters because I have played this game a little bit because I know I like it. Let's just go ahead and start with the first one. Starts with Energy Burst, plus 100 hit points, plus 100 shields. And he has Shockwave, and knockback nearby enemies. And like everyone has a different special ability, it looks like. Let's go ahead and start with Fatal Error. We only have one map unlocked. And it looks like there are 4 more maps that are locked. Okay. And let's see if we can figure out why I like this game here. So it is... Okay, so this one is not auto-shooting towards the enemies. This guy is shooting wherever you're facing. So it's a little bit different than most of these games where you... at least your primary weapon shoots in the direction you're facing. I'm sure we'll be able to pick up some attacks that are more automatic targeting. And that makes this game a little more difficult when you have to be facing... I like the scrolling, almost like a slot machine, how it scrolls there. Let's increase our fire rate. So most of these games have little blue experience gems to pick up. This one has pink. But that's not enough to really make it unique or make it stand out from all the other Vampire Survivors games. Remember when I played this game last year and I gave it a Sexters any gold, I think I gave it like a 93% or whatever. Probably wouldn't give it that high of a score nowadays, just because there's so many probably better games. This one is really responsive though. It runs really smooth. I feel like the graphics are a little bit clearer than the last game I played, so this game is definitely going to get higher than a 7 right now in my first impression score. But I don't think this game... At least right now, I'm not feeling like this game is deserving of this Extras any gold I gave it a year ago. But that's just because there's so many games like this now, so much more competition in this genre. This is where you had issues playing with the firing in the direction you're moving? Yeah. Yeah, I like the sound effects. What I want is another... I guess we'll take this. What we want is another weapon, another attack. Also, the modules do fade away after time in this game. As you can see, this one up here is about to fade away. Got some bosses coming here. Yeah, that one, I lost it before I get to it. What is this? The pot to break. Okay. So I'm not seeing a huge... I'm not seeing a huge difference or variety in the weapons, or in the weapons, in the enemies either. Got some computer chips that I need or something. You see that up in the top left, how many computer chips I got. It makes sense, right? Robot resistors. Hey, we got another weapon here. Orbital drone circles the player and fires a laser beam. Let's do the orbital laser. So there's my drone right behind me. But it only fires once every 10 seconds or something. Yep. Pretty powerful though. And like every Vampire Survivors game I've played so far, it has eyes. We have eyes in every game, it seems like this. Like they all have their own eyeballs. They want to watch you and spy on you. Watch your every movement. So remember, guys, there's so much competition. There's so many really polished games, like the new Deep Rock Galactic Survivor game that I just looked at and got permission to play the beta. There's just so many super polished, really well done games, and like the REMEDIUM, the game that won the last concert, and Bio Prototype, which won my first competition. There's just so many really great games in this that I'm really looking for the best of the best. And this game, again, feels like it's really not bringing anything new to the whole Vampire Survivors-like genre. Again, even though this game, I gave this game as Extras and a Gold last year when I played it, because it was one of the better ones at the time, that case, it really just doesn't hold true anymore, I don't feel like. Yeah, this one is a great game, and don't get me wrong, it's fine for what it is, but it's definitely not going to win not only the whole competition, but it's not even going to win. I don't think it's going to win this set of 4 games, even though I don't really know what the other 2 bring to the table. Robot Resistors, a game I loved almost a year ago, now just doesn't measure up, at least to some of the other amazing games that I've played so far. Yeah, I mean, I would much rather play Bertado. I think I would even rather play Vampire Survivors than what I'm looking at here. So the graphics are better here than what I remember of Vampire Survivors offering. I like the animations; it's a little bit clearer. The characters are a little bit bigger. But we are starting to see a bigger variety in the mobs now. I need to be picking up more of these pink modules so that I can get some upgrades. I like the shielding. This game is definitely better than the last game, for sure. And I feel like for a lot of people would probably like this. I'm probably being really picky now just because I've played so many of these games now. Let's get the movement speed. Oh, look at all these gems over here we gotta get. One we're about to fade away, yeah. Yeah, this is a fun game. It really is. Really fun game. In fact, I might prefer this one over Vampire Survivors. I really need to play Vampire Survivors again more. But I know that my first few times I played Vampire Survivors, I played it like 3 times now. Launches disc? Yeah, we'll take that weapon. Get another weapon going. I know the first few times I played Vampire Survivors, I mean, I know it's a good game, but I think it's a little bit overrated from what I've played of it anyway so far. Alright. Alright guys, this is just pretty much more of the same. Obviously it's just going to get harder and harder. I do like the slime, how it turns into a pile of goop when you shoot here. But I think we've seen enough to know what we're getting here. It's just going to be more and more like this creature down here. We already have some of those after, so But yeah, a good variety of enemies. Really responsive, smooth movement for not only you, but for the enemies as well. Looks like they all have their own speed. They all have kind of their own attack. And then we got some spirits here, some evil spirits, it looks like, as well. Yeah, this is a really cool game, guys. It really is. I don't think it's going to be deserving of the, I think, of the 9.3 score I gave it a year ago. But at this point, for this particular contest, guys, I'm going to give this game an 8 point. I think it's probably a little better than an 8.5. I'm going to give this game an 8.7. So it looks like it's came down a little bit in my overall scoring, or my first impression scoring. But I think an 8.7 is still a very respectable score. And, I mean, this is a solid game, for sure. We're going to go ahead and give up and get out of this game. I like that it gives you how many stats and everything like that you have, an overall summary. Breaks all that down. You can just hit escape to get it quicker. It tells you everything you've collected. I do like all the stats and everything like that gives you. And I think this game is very deserving of the 8.7 score that I gave it. We'll see if an 8.7 stands out is enough to win its first competition. So we're going to go in here, guys. So Primal Survivors, I gave 7.0. Robot Resistors gets an 8.7 from me today. And then we're going to go ahead and look at REMEDIUM Sentinels and see where it can place. REMEDIUM Sentinels. Okay, there we go. So, turn the music down just a little bit more. Brightness. Cannot go, yeah, you can't go above 1920 by 1080. Language. Lots of different languages to do them for. Oh, yeah. Okay. Take a look at the unlocks here. We haven't unlocked anything. Church, survive 10 minutes in the crossroads. Survive 10 minutes, this one's survive 10 minutes in the church. Survive 10 minutes in the ruins, so survive 10 minutes on different maps. Clear a frozen path level. Survive 10 minutes in the mine. 15 minutes in the crossroads, so then, okay. Kind of see how that works. Upgrades. We have 6 scraps, so I'll probably only play this game for a minute or two if I played it. But you could buy an increase in your health by 5% for 20. You could buy 1 more projectile for all weapons, 1,500. Boy, that seems pretty expensive. So there's not as many upgrades and stuff like that in this game as we see in a lot of these games. PCRA. So we see that there's only, what, 5, 10, maybe 15 to 20 different, or closer to 20 different monsters, it looks like. Okay. So we're going to go ahead and jump into the crossroads here. We have a gladiator for cursor. Okay. Use that. That's what we saw in the video, I think, in the trailer. So the graphics are really polished with like a more 3D top-down look than a lot of these games. So the graphics are more impressive than what we're seeing in a lot of these games. So we got birds coming. I kind of like how the claw just comes out and gets bloody. It's almost like we could see blood on our robotic arm. Emitter damages around you. Chain connects enemies and deals damage. A decoy creates a decoy target for enemies and explodes after some time. That sounds really cool. Where's our decoy? I don't see it. We'll probably create it here in a minute. It's probably on a timer. But look how fancy our little goblets look in this game. They're all glowy and stuff. Let's do a chain here this time. Sound effects are really well done. There's a chain effect we just saw. Pick up a box or a chest. Where that chain attack is pretty cool. Wipe them out there. Absorption. Sentinel receives 10% more experience. Chain. More targets. Let's do that. The chain's pretty good, so if we get more targets on that. There's our decoy. It looks like the decoy that comes up after like a 2-minute cooldown or something. Timer's pretty long on that one. Yep, that wiped out a whole bunch. So that upgrade was pretty cool. So I only have about half health. You can see that barely. It's really dim. I think I would prefer that health bar to be a little more visible. It's kind of see-through. Let's get more targets on the chain. It's like our best attack. Look at these guys. Yeah, it's at 32 health right now. This game definitely offers a challenge. I feel like most of these games, the more you play it, the better you're going to get at it. Yeah, I'm down to 22 health now. This is a melee attack, so sadly you kind of got to get close to do your arm attack here. And that's getting me hurt sometimes. So I'd probably be doing better if I had more of a ranged type of a guy. I like the looks of the boards and the lava underneath here. I can't walk onto it. Yeah, I think I'm better staying out of harm's way with my 22 health right now. I think I'm going to stay away from the melee fighting because that's how I'm getting hurt, and continue to upgrade my chains so that I can do some ranged damage here. And scrap is coming. It's not coming very quick for sure. This is my mine. I think I did a mine earlier. So the glowy stuff, not the white glowing stuff, the sparkling stuff over there, it looks like glitter. So the gold glitter, that's your scrap. The regular white glowing things that's how you level up, and how you get your choices for new attacks or upgrades. Mine knocked me back on that one. And I'm at 2 health, guys. Yeah, I don't see myself surviving much longer. 2 health. Let's get that scrap if we can. A wasp, a drone that flies around the sentinel and bites enemies. Cool. Oh, there we go. We need all the help we can get when we're down to 2 health, I'm just saying. Can I break that barrel? Nope. So my slow speed is starting to be a problem here. I haven't seen any speed upgrades. Oh god. Yeah, with me only having 2 health, this is looking grim here, guys. Pick up all these goblets, maybe I'll get something good. Oh, look at all this scrap over here. Pick up all that gold. So I really like the graphics. The graphics are really impressive in this game. Again, we're coming back to the same thing. What is this game doing besides graphics that brings something new to the whole Vampire Survivors genre? And while it's a solid game, I mean, all these games are pretty solid that I'm playing today. Again, I'm just not seeing a machine gun. Nice, we got a machine gun. I mean, the weapons are really cool because the graphics are really cool, and it's fun to play. Definitely not going to knock it there. This is a solid entry into the Vampire Survivors genre, and I feel like Steam is a better, is better off with this game on the Steam platform rather than not. I feel like there's a lot of people that might really like this, but again, I feel like it's not really bringing anything new to the whole genre. We're still at our 2 health. We've been at 2 health forever. Trying to pick up all this scrap that I can. And again, just like most of these games, it starts to get harder and harder with more difficult enemies and the number of enemies, as well as the enemy speed increasing the longer you play it, I feel like. Gun level 2. We still got our 2 health. Get our wasp drone there. Going and attacking enemies, which is really cool. I really like the chain reaction pickup here. Boy, we ought to get something new with if we can get all these before we die. Got all these experience modules here. And I'm surprised I'm still alive, to be honest. My chain reaction is doing 90% of the work, I feel like. Nope. We'll get a better machine gun, because why not? There we go. Yeah, if you play this game, definitely get that chain reaction, because chain reaction is quite overpowered, I feel like. But we are... Oh, somehow I gained some more health. Every time you level up and you get a choice on a new upgrade, you probably get some health back. Unless I picked up something with health and didn't know it. Yeah, see, these monsters are starting to get faster and more numerous now. We're still at 33 health, so we're doing better than we was a little bit ago. That's a wall. Let's walk over that. So this game gets more fun, guys. I think that Addie, my girlfriend, would probably like this game because of the auto-attacking. You're not having to aim your cursor anywhere or do any kind of targeting. It's all pretty much automatic, and you just walk around and try to avoid taking any damage. The graphics are also quite appealing as well. I like the shimmering scrap metal. We're at 51 health, so we must have picked something up. There must be a health pickup that I'm not noticing. There's the chest. Heavy rain, multiple locked rocket system. Ooh, we got some, a rocket launcher basically. That's pretty cool. Oh, look at all this scrap we can get. Damn. Well, honestly, I'm surviving a lot longer than I expected I would survive, especially when I was at 2 minutes or 2 health for a long time, several minutes ago. Oh, are the fancy red ones, is that health? I bet it is. Oh, this was... Let's do... Machine gun. Yeah, pick up that big red one, is that health? No, I don't think so. Thought maybe that was our health pickup, but we're at 46 health right now. Let's go get some of these to see if this is health. I don't think it is. No. I don't know what the health pickup looks like. Still at 46 health, by the way. Yeah, it's a fun little game. This is a game that, you know, it looks pretty standard, even though it's pretty... we got a decoy. Let's do the emitter. Something new. Oh, you can see the emitter going off, doing damage around me. Definitely the action is getting more intense here. Invulnerability. Periodically make Sentinel invulnerable for a limited amount of time. Well, hell yeah. Who doesn't like... Oh, you can see the pink kind of shielding around you. What happens? Yeah, really fancy game. The graphics in this game are really impressive. Sound effects are really impressive. The music fits the game perfectly. Kind of a dramatic background music, which you may not be able to hear very well because I've turned it down quite a bit. Still at 46 health, by the way. Try to walk through this. I did not take any damage, so... Yeah, doing a lot better than I was 10 minutes ago when I had 2 health. And I continue to play this game, guys, because this game is just more fun to me than the last 2 games. If I'm being completely honest. Yeah, some people might have thought I had seen enough, but look at this. It's getting quite intense. And I'm sure if I had played the other 2 games, you know, this long as well, that those games would have gotten, you know, probably about this crazy as well, with a lot more mobs and the speed of the mobs, the difficulty going up, basically. This game is not going to be over a 9 though, just because it's pretty standard what it's doing, even though the graphics are really polished. The gameplay is really smooth. You know, well, there's a lot to really like about this one. I like that it has a lot of different... It doesn't have as many upgrades or as many enemies as some of these games, I feel like, but then again, the graphics are... oh shit, I'm getting in trouble here. But somehow I'm at 68 health, so again, I'm picking up some health somewhere, and I don't know where. I'm still at 54 health, even after taking all that damage. And I took a lot. Yeah, this is actually getting quite fun, to be honest with you guys. I'm really liking this game more than I thought I would. Just playing it a little bit here. And I have, to be fair, I didn't play the first one a long time, but I have played the last game that I played, the Robot Resistors. I did play that one in the past. So, absorption, get some more strength. Still at 51 health. And just look at the number of mobs I have, it's just getting crazy. Oh, I'm taking some damage now, down to 32 health. But look at all the scrap I picked up. Remember, I only had like 6 scrap or something like that when I started this game. You can see I've definitely played this game a lot longer now than I ever did before. 213 scrap metal now acquired. And we've now survived for... Can I survive for 19 health? I'm taking some damage here. I'm definitely taking more damage now. Trying to stay back and kite these guys, especially with my chain reaction. Look at how, but these chain reactions are not destroying everything now. Some of these guys have a lot more health. It's getting quite intense, boys. 13 health now. Trying to wind my way through all the enemies here and rely on my ranged attacks to do the damage. So there we go, guys. We survived, I think it was 15 minutes, and we are picking up, it looks like it kind of gives you a lot of the scrap metal and some of the stuff around you when you clear the stage. So we did beat this level, guys. Kills. Almost 2,400 kills. We survived 15 minutes and 9 seconds, a new high score. We did 286,000 total damage. We acquired 383, we have 383 scrap metal, which is 377 more than we had. And we get new high scores with materia and upgrades as well. So now we can go through and we can't do an unlock yet. Oh yeah, we can. Survive The church is unlocked. Survive 10 minutes in the church. Okay. And we didn't unlock anything there. Auto repair skill is available. And then plating skill is available. We also got Crossroads Endless Smoker. Crossroads is now unlocked because we did so well there. Well, let's do the auto repair. How do I do that? I don't know. Let's go back. Oops, something unlocks. Upgrades. That's what I want. So let's buy some more health. Buy. The next one is 100. Projectile adds one more projectile. Yeah, see that. Pickup range by 5%. Yeah, we'll do that. Auto repair. So this is a new one. So increases the restoration by 1 hit point. We'll do that. Time control. Hold E. Right button for Q to control time flow. Plus 5,000 for that one. Around more than that one, then I guess we only have 43 scrap left, so we're not really buying anything more. And then you can also delete all your progress if you wanted to start your game all over again. You can do that. And here we can kind of see some of the weapons, some of the enemies we've seen. So we've seen over half the enemies now. Infected golem, stuff like that. Guys, this game is really impressive. I like this game. Let's go ahead and give this game an early first impression score. I'm going to give Remedium Sentinels an 8.9. And I feel like if it offered something, I feel like it offered more new to the table, rather than just being a super polished, really good-looking Vampire Survivors-like game, it'd probably score higher. But I just know that there's so many games that do these games so well and offer something new to the table, like the game I played last night and like Bio Prototype, that it's hard to give something that just does the Vampire Survivors with a lot more polish, you know, a higher score over 9.0. So Remedium Sentinels, guys, is so far the most impressive game that I've played tonight. And if it was only the 3 games in the contest, then it would be the winner right now. But can it beat Spell Defender, a game that I have experience with as well? I have over an hour in Spell Defender. Let's go ahead and launch this game. Remember, this is a game that the developer pretty much just said he's done. This game is no longer a priority. And the Unreal Engine 4 has crashed with a fatal error. Well, try it again. There we go. Okay. So again, top resolution is a 1920 by 1080 here. We'll turn on full screen. Effects, volume, music volume. We can turn this stuff up a little bit so I can hear it. Okay. Aim sensitivity. So again, much of these, you have a lot of different options here. Enchantments. I did like this, all the enchantments and the upgrades and stuff like that. You have all these spell upgrades that you can buy. We have 4,600 coins from the last time I played. This is our enchantments right here, but then we have spell upgrades as well. So we're going to go ahead and get some of these to increase magic damage, increase wind damage. We're just going to buy a lot of these here, guys. Movement speed, hell yeah. We're almost out of money. Air spells have increased their casting speed. We'll increase our casting speed. We can't. Cost 600 for that. Yeah, it looks like we're pretty much done life regen. Get some more life regen. And yep, that's about it. Let's go ahead and go back and let's play it. So select modifiers, top down camera off. Basic punch, endless. Okay, so we have a lot of different options, and we have 3 different maps with upgrades. With the harder it is, the more rewards you get. So this is an auto attack game, I do believe. Oh, we know we're punching to start with. Okay. I forgot that. I forgot that you punch to start with. Yeah, I remember really liking this game about 9 months ago when I played it. Last October or whenever it came out. So now we can get some spells. Let's do the wind tornado. And this game comes in at, this game's only like half the price of a lot of these other games. This game's only $3. And it kind of has more of the top-down, more 3D look. Much like the last game, this game is more impressive visually than like the first two games. I don't know if this is as impressive as the last game I just played. I would say the last game probably takes this game visually. But this is more visually than just a standard 2D game, or at least the first two games that we played. So, life siphon? Yeah, sure. I like the sound effects. Who's this guy? Trying to punch him out. Do wind tornado again? New enemy type is a turret that fires projectiles towards the player. So I do like how this game progresses more. The graphics are, you know, I like these kind of graphics. I think it's kind of a more of a voxel look. Some people may not like these. I don't really need that health right now. Game with full health. But I do remember this game, it gets to a point where you picked up so many power-ups that you're like invincible. Like nothing can really even hurt you, and it doesn't get as near as interesting or on the edge of your seat like the last game that I played. And it's sad to me that the developer kind of quit working on this game and kind of gave up on it. I mean, I certainly understand that real life is more important than working on a game. But what that means for you, the player, if you go out and support him with your $3 purchase on this game, is what you see is what you get. And there's probably never going to be any additional content or anything new brought to this game. So even if there was a game-breaking bug or whatever, it's probably not going to be fixed. But it's a pretty solid game. I don't think there's going to be any game-breaking bugs from what I've seen of play of this game. I think it's pretty solid even right now. But I have a review of this game already, guys, on my YouTube channel. We'll take a look at that. We'll see if I believe this game has went down or up. We have a chest here, so we're moving really quickly now, right now, for a short time. But as you can see, I'm really not taking any kind of damage or anything like that. I didn't even need the health pickup, and I'm continuing to get health pickup drops. This guy is just standing here throwing black balls at us, so we'll try to take this guy out. 2 punches and he's gone. Now we're going to throw some boulders around. So yeah, very, very impressive little Vampire Survivors-like game for sure. I pretty much it's going to be between this one and the last one that I played on which one's going to win. And I think to do that, I think I'm going to have to go look at the store pages. To be honest, I want to see how well the developers backing up the last game that I played. I mean, a lot of these games, honestly, are going to depend on what you like yourself. Everybody's opinion will be different, just like my girlfriend might like different Vampire Survivor games that I like for different reasons. You know, not everybody's going to be the same on exactly what they like, but I do feel like this game and the last game are the two better games of the 4 that we played today. This game doesn't allow you to go all over the place. You do have a more restricted area than a lot of Vampire Survivors-like games. If you can see the fencing around, it does prevent your range of movement more than most Vampire Survivors-like games. I like that you can punch with your left mouse button and melee him. That's pretty cool, to be honest. And again, guys, I remember this game from before. Like, you see, I'm really not getting in any kind of trouble. And yes, there's going to be a lot more enemies as we continue to play the game. But I'm going to have picked up so many power-ups and all my magic and everything like that. Like, my boulder's going to be powered up. And I'm really not going to experience any kind of a threat. So, my big knock on this game is that it's probably too easy. So if you are somebody who feels like a lot of these games are too challenging, and you don't like Vampire Survivors games because they're too hard, this might be the perfect game to buy, because this game is definitely not nearly as challenging as a lot of them. And even after you play this game for some time, the challenge level, at least from when I played it last year, it's just not near what other Vampire Survivors games are like. My big knock for this game is that it's just too easy. I did take a little bit of health damage right there, but there are I remember a lot of these. Yeah, you regenerate 25 health with the range rejuvenation. So this is going to put me right back at full health, and then remember I also have my green health pickups. Yeah, this game is just not that challenging, and that's my biggest knock about it, is that it's too easy. And some of these, like the bulls that are charging at me or whatever, it's pretty cool, and it seems threatening, but it's just not that hard to stay alive for almost hours. Yeah, I remember last year when I played this game, it didn't offer enough challenge to keep me invested for very long. And after like an hour, I finally just gave up, and I think I killed myself. Alright guys, we kind of see what this game offers. You are going to get more aggressive enemies. You're going to get a higher number of enemies as you play more. But, look at all this health I can pick up. I'm at full health right now. You're going to be able to pick up spells that, drain life from the enemies or restore your life over time. And the challenge level, it's just not that high. A lot of different, skill pickups and modifiers and stuff like that in this game. But I'm being completely honest, guys, when I go back to the menu, yes, and I go to exit game on Spell Defender, I think my biggest complaint with this game is the fact that Spell Defender, the developer, has basically given up on the game or called it quits. So no new content, no changes to the difficulty to increase the difficulty or anything like that. Remember, you can choose a harder map though, so you can go back and play that same map on a harder difficulty. So if you want more of a challenging game, then you would obviously just get those unlocked so that you can upgrade, or not upgrade, but so you can play the same maps on a harder difficulty, and I'm sure that will increase the challenge. Spell Defender, guys, I do like it. I like it better than the first two games. But if I had to give this game a score right now, I'm going to give this a game an 8.6. So when we look at these games, guys, thankfully, this one is not as difficult as my first choice that I had, where I had to make a very difficult choice between Bioprototype and Frittado. This contest is not quite so hard. REMEDIUM Sentinels with an 8.9 is my pick here as the winner today. And this one will move on, and this game will be up, in another contest to see the best of the best later on in the future once I get through all 10 of these first 10 contests. Right now, again, 8.9. Don't look so much at the scores, guys. I know you guys are looking at this. You're saying, well, when REMEDIUM Sentinels, if it goes up against the game I played last night, it might not win. Keep in mind that by that time I will have played, especially all these winning games, much more by that point, and I might find things that I like about REMEDIUM Sentinels and some things that I don't like so much about Repetidium, and the outcome, when these are up against each other, might be different than what it looks like just based on my first impression scores. Right here, I do have the scores that are based on first impressions only. So these winning games, I expect to play a lot more, off stream. And put more hours into these games so that when I do come to try to find the best of the top 10 games that I get by playing all these contests, those top 10 games are going to get a lot of playtime, and I think I'll be able to make a much more informed decision. Just kind of like today, I've had over an hour experience with Spell Defender last fall, And I kind of knew by playing it before that, it's a little bit too easy. Even though I really like it, it's my second best score today. But yeah, Spell Defender 8.7. REMEDIUM Sentinels and 8.9. It is the winner out of these, so this one will move on. So this video is just a little over an hour, just like my other two videos, and it looks like that's going to be pretty much the case in all these videos. We might be surprised. I might have a case where all four games are just amazing and suck me in for 45 minutes, and it's a really long video. But so far, it looks like every video has taken just a little over an hour to decide a winner. And REMEDIUM Sentinels, congratulations to the developers of that game. You're moving on, and right now you are 3 of the best 12 games that I played. So I played 12 games total, and you're in the top 3, so in the top 25%. So we'll see how it continues to go, guys. And be sure, again, that if you know a Vampire Survivors-like game that is not on my list yet, that you think needs to, I need to play and put it against these other games, definitely let me know down in the comments below on my YouTube video. This has been Zach79, guys. We'll see you in the next video here real soon. Peace, everybody. Have a good one.